EA did something with this Kaboom promo that I actually quite like, and that is actually compensating for the change in length. Now, usually when we get this promo format, it might be 7 days, it might be even up to 11 days, but this one over here is only 6 days. And what they did to compensate for that was they actually go ahead and give us a couple more tokens in the events themselves. So instead of maybe 4 and a chance of getting 5, you have 6 and a chance of getting a 7th one as well. Now, normally when we do get promos where they do decide to change the length, they don't compensate too much for the actual change in length, which I don't think is very good. But in this promo over here, they did decide to compensate for that change in promo length, which does make it a bit more enjoyable. And instead of maybe getting no masters at all, you will actually be able to get yourself maybe 2, possibly even 3 or 4 no money spent, which I think is very good, making it a bit more free to play friendly. I know it is predominantly a pay to win format, but it is still a little bit free to play friendly with this type of promo format. The masters themselves are a little bit disappointing just because we keep at the moment going between team boost and then position boost, and we keep going back and forth between the two, which does make it a bit annoying. But the position boosts are okay. Like, having elite ones are pretty good, but again, they're position ones, they're not necessarily team ones in their own right. KD is your grandmaster. You're not really going to get no money spent. He's a power forward, which lots of no money spent guys do potentially need, so hopefully we get a good power forward in the next promo. But he hasn't got the best of the stats on the rebounding end. He's got good other stats, but it's just those rebounding stats for a power forward. You'd potentially expect them to be a little bit better. And then the card art itself is a little bit bland in my opinion. Like, considering if you look back at season 4 card art, that was absolutely ridiculous. When we had the comic book promo, or the back issue one as it was called, it was just absolutely insane. The comic art was just nuts. Whereas this time they've got a little bit more basic. That's just one minor thing with the promo. But back in season 4, some of the card art that they were doing was absolutely nuts, and the effects that they had on the players was really good as well. So that's a little bit of a downside with this promo. It is a comic book one, as it were, sort of fitting in with the theme of comic books. And of course we had Comic-Con a couple of days ago, so that was pretty fun. So it is kind of leaning on that a little bit. And Joel Embiid, someone's pointed this out to me already, but Joel Embiid, he's been in this type of promo format 3 times now already. He was in the Shaq Dinner full promo, he was in the awards promo that we had with Trae Young as a grandmaster, and now he's in this one as well. All 3 of exactly the same format and exactly the same player. Now, it is very simple. It's a nice grind. It's not too demanding on the stamina front either. It's about 1,000 every single day, which isn't too much at all. Plus the extra 100, that's about 1,100. That's just under 2 stamina refills. You can get through that in about a day, which is pretty good. And all the different events are resetting at different times. There's only a few events you have to play through. It's not like the last promo where you had to grind out as much as you possibly could to get yourself a grandmaster. So it's a nice light promo just to get us sort of settled a little bit after the hectic stuff that we had last promo with the Magic Johnson and of course that Rudy Gobert. Trying to get both of those masters with a little bit of a push and a little bit of a grind. So it's nice to have a bit more relaxing, a bit more chill promo with this one over here. And this is exactly what it is. It's a chill promo. It's nothing too demanding. You log on, you play your events, that's it. You can log back off. You just have to make sure you're keeping on track of your tokens, using them for the right things, for the right players at the right times, and using those exchange ships, which I don't think is too much of an issue. And of course, if you need the masters, you can definitely go ahead and get them. I got Jordan Poole within the second day of the promo pretty nicely. That wasn't the main way you would want to try and get any of these masters if you are trying to get more than one, but it was just a quick way of getting Jordan Poole because he's the only one I really want. And speaking of Jordan Poole, this is the first time we've had him as a master card, and then we've got 5 cards ranging from 96 all the way up to that 103 player, which is really, really fun. It's nice to have a Jordan Poole card. Hopefully we get one more at least before the end of the season, maybe a bit better one with a team boost or something, but you can't complain with the shooting stats on this card. They're absolutely crazy, and all the stats on the players are pretty good. They're nothing amazing, but Jordan Poole stats, great shooting stats. Devin Booker's got some okay stats as well. Kawhi Leonard's got some nice stats. They're all pretty decent stats. There's nothing really stand out with them, but they are really nice, except for possibly that Jordan Poole with a standout 3-pointer, except for the boost, which again, they're position ones, but again, we keep going back and forth between position and team boost. I think EA kind of screwed up a little bit earlier on where we got cold boosts that were not meant to be team boosts, but they were, and now instead of nerfing those ones, we're just pushing forward, which I don't mind too much. It's better us going forward a little bit rather than going back and changing those boosts. So I think that's pretty good. But enough of what I think. I asked you guys as usual on my Discord server and on my YouTube community page. The link to the Discord server will be in the description down below. And we'll start off with 2 out of 10 heavy pay to win. No team boost, decent cards, bad promo format. Max you can do is 2 masters, which is disappointing. No power forward is actually doable to get. Not much strategic players, well, good for finesse and power. Now I do understand there is only, I think, De'Aaron Fox as our only strategic player. The rest are all power and finesse. And then of course KD is also a playstyle select card, so that doesn't really count as a specific playstyle, but it is hard to balance between all three playstyles. If you think about it, you got 5 masters, you can't really have 2 of each ones unless you add a 6th master on top of that, which would make getting KD a lot harder to get, even pay to win on itself. I don't think it's 2 out of 10 though. Like, it isn't really heavy pay to win. You can still get potentially 3 of the masters, 103 ones, no money spent, so it isn't heavy pay to win. But I do understand the frustration with it. And of course, no team boost. The decent cards I do get. And again, no power forward for the free-to-play guys, which we do actually need in a new promo hopefully soon. Another comment says 5 out of 10. So slap bang in the middle. He says only 1 master and it's short. Also not good for people who are poor in coins. I didn't give it a 2 or 3 because the masters are pretty decent. And I wonder what he means by it not being good for people who are poor in coins. Because if you think about it, there's nothing you really have to spend coins on with this promo, except for the 5k pack in the store. You have to buy that 5 times a day. That's 25k, but you can watch an advert. So I don't really get that point, because there's nothing else you're really spending coins on with this promo. It's just getting tokens, and that's about it really. You could sell the masters at the end of the promo if you wanted to, if they become auctionable when the sets end, but apart from that, I can't really see you spending too many coins on that, so I'm gonna have to disagree with that one slightly. And this is interesting because it being a shorter promo, only being 6 days in promo length, is a little bit interesting because we haven't had one, I don't think, this short this season. We could have maybe had a 5-day promo, but I can't really remember that. But a 6-day promo is quite short for a main promo, which is interesting because it means that it's over pretty quickly. Like, this promo, after it started, you had 1 day, then you had some couple of side promos which you could go ahead and play through, and now we're coming to the end of the promo. We'll get sneak peeks at some point soon, and then we'll get that new promo at the beginning of the month. So it's going by pretty quickly, which is good, and it is bad. Like, it's good because if you think it's a bad promo, you can skip through it pretty quickly. You only have to wait 6 days before you got yourself a brand new promo. If it's a really good promo, you might want it about a bit longer just so you can get yourself a bit further with the promo, but it is kind of hit or miss whether you like it being shorter or longer. Me personally, I don't mind it because, as I said, it's a chill promo. It's nothing too demanding and we can get through it pretty quickly. A comment over here on YouTube says it's a fire promo, 7.5 out of 10. I'm going to try and get Poole, Kawhi and Fox. Their stats are very good. And I do agree, like, those stats on those players are pretty good. A lot of people have said, though, De'Aaron Fox isn't too good. So I don't know really about that. I can't really make that decision because I haven't got him. Another comment says, the only reason I'm giving this an 8 out of 10 is because of the art. I'm going for Poole and Leonard. And I do agree the art is pretty nice on some of their cards. But again, looking back at Season 4 cards, you can't really say the art is on par at that level. Like, of Season 4 cards, it's not really at that level, but it is still pretty nice to have the card art. I think it looks like they've slapped on just a regular comic filter, as it were, like smoothed some stuff up on the skin and all of that stuff. I'm not really one to analyze. I'm not a graphic designer or anything, so I can't really judge that. But those Season 4 cards, you can't really compare them to these ones because those are, for me, on a different level. And we also got a really nice port in Season 4, that Time to Rise one, I think it was, with Giannis. That was absolutely insane, which I'm playing with now on the screen. You can see me using that Time to Rise court from Season 4. Unfortunately, you can't get it anymore, but it was such a nice court. And I really wish that when we get some more like artwork-based promos like this one, it's a comic book one, we potentially get some more courts, because those courts were so much fun. When we had Giannis on the court, we had James Harden on a court earlier on in Season 4, I think it was. Those are so much fun to get, and they are really, really nice artwork-wise. So hopefully we can get some more in the future. The final comment over here says it's a good promo, 7 out of 10. The flaws are it's a lot of stamina and not free to play unless you are lucky, and it's just short promo. The pros are it has good masters and at least 2 are guaranteed, all with position boost. It's easy to grind, getting tokens. Tokens are also reset every so often, which is pretty nice. And again, I like having the tokens, or the events as it were, being reset every so often at different times throughout the day. It makes it a bit more interesting. You can log on a couple of times in a day instead of playing all of your events in one go. But one thing I do have to disagree with is the lots of stamina. Now, I do understand if you have got a smaller stamina bar, it might be a little bit of a struggle to get up to 1,100 stamina as it is to play through every single event every 24 hours. But I do think if you got maybe beyond 400, 500 stamina on your bar, it shouldn't be too difficult. At 1.1k stamina isn't a huge amount, and there's other ways you can do it by watching adverts, getting through stamina bottles if you are really struggling, but I don't think it's too much of a stamina cost. I could be completely wrong, you may disagree, and that's okay, but that's just my opinion, and I don't think it is a huge amount of stamina. But alongside the main promo, we also got ourselves a Twisted Heights secondary promo, and in this promo, Larry Markkinen is a 2-foot player. Now, if you want to go check out this 2-foot player doing crazy dunks, go check out the video in the bottom left-hand corner. His vertical was just absolutely nuts, and if you want to go see that, go press on the video in the bottom left-hand corner, and I'll see you guys in that one. Peace.